haven't, parang hindi ko pa siya kilala as a jungler, really. So, I still don't know where to place him. Kung ano ba talaga siya. Is he the carry type of Is he like a Trevor? Is he like, who else? Is he like just pure utility? Is he like a Tam or something? We don't know yet. But meanwhile, for TG, coming from a carry type from way back sa why are you doing this? It's like,
because we got a cannon top lane.
Oh, Jason getting the top lane Kennen once again. I mean, people used to ban the Kennen against him a lot. But let me finish my story first for Mineski. I mean, TG had a huge history of being one of the best top laners in the Philippines, going toe-to-toe against JLC, remember?
Yeah.
Remember that time? And then suddenly, he kind of switched styles and then moved to a more utility base like Lulu and just occasionally plays the Olaf at times. Pero, and the Trundle at times. Pero biglang, it wasn't as strong as the strong TG from way back. Tapos biglang, ilinagay na lang siya sa support role. Not lang, pero parang, it's more like hindi siya shiny yung position na yung position na yun. So let's see how the team dynamics, because it's been a while for Mineski na nagkaroon ng solid roster because Zensho keeps changing supports, and I feel like siguro hindi sila nakakahanap ng tamang chemistry pa with Zensho. Zensho has been the constant factor dito sa bot lane, pero yung support nila laging pumapalit. I mean, it's mainly because Zensho parang mapili sa support in terms of talagang dapat bumabagay siya sa pagka-aggressive niya. Kasi it's not going to work if, for example, Zensho as an aggressive player, tapos yung kasama mo hindi rin aggressive. Like, that's not gonna synergize well. What if reactive lang yung support mo? So, hopefully, Mineski found the right formula for Zensho. He has been spamming that Jhin. I mean, I feel like every time I cast a Mineski game, I always see Zensho on a Jhin.
Yeah. Here's also the thing here for Mineski. Like, Zensho is not the main factor, I feel like, now for Mineski.
Yeah,
definitely. The main factor right now for Mineski is EXO.
EXO, yeah, that's true.
EXO has definitely shown to be a great captain as well as mid laner here for Mineski. And all of his mid lanes, I think the most prominent that I've seen is the Victor, the Twisted Fate, and Zillion.
And a Zillion.
For me.
Okay.
And you clearly can't just ban out these three champions because you're giving too much to the other four members. But then if he goes for the Twisted Fate, it just makes him just like a very potent mid laner because he doesn't have to like position himself like to mid lane to actually be there. Just activate the Destiny, go in for the teleport, and then you're there in a blink of an eye. But then at least the answer here for Acion Llerena would be to double teleport with Jason and Eiko.
Yeah.
Though can they catch EXO fast enough? That's the real question here. Or will they actually force or focus more EXO in the mid lane? Just because that's how you actually go against a roam heavy mid laner, is to staple him in the mid lane with lots of ganks, with your jungle and your mid lane, or your support and your mid lane. Yeah,
the problem is that Acion Llerena already locked in a very aggressive early game, aggressive mid lane and jungle. So the Zac actually being given to Moraita Boy. So I can imagine that Zac would center his ganks towards the mid lane, and it's not going to be difficult considering the fact that this Twisted Fate is one of those low mobility champions, and he will be solely reliant on the gold card just in case kunwari two people manage to gank him. But sometimes, because of the elastic slingshot coming from above, of course sometimes you can't see that coming, so all you can do is probably stun Eiko, but that's all you can do. That's just gonna last for a little while. That's still Moraita Boy that's gonna be distracting you and keeping you close for more DPS and secure the kill, or maybe burn a flash, or maybe burn a ghost. So, again, low mobility champions for the Mineski side. Meanwhile, Mirmo on a Kalista can put on his dancing shoes then with all the kangaroo hops that a Kalista can do.
Martial poise.
Yeah, and Karma's shield with the movement speed. So, they're not necessarily they don't have the dashes, but they do have the movement speed and some of the repositioning ability, so that they will be able to to dodge or gain a better position in a team fight, just in case Mineski becomes very aggressive. But with that said, the only entry point for Mineski, now, well, not only, but one of the primary engagement points of Mineski is definitely the onslaught of shadows by the Hecarim. So they should most likely see that coming once they see a Hecarim run down the lane. But all those the mid lane will be very, very, what do you call this? Prominent to ganks from the Hecarim. So they should ward carefully for that. As Zac as well.
What Kalista skin is this?
It's the SKT.
Kalista.
Really nice, no?
Yeah. All right, guys. So this is our first semifinals game
Woo!
between Acion Llerena and Smart Mineski here at the Mineski Pro Gaming League Season 8 League of Legends Rise from the Rest. So let's start it off with a roll call for the blue team. It's going to be Acion Llerena top lane, Jason on the cannon. Jungle is going to be Morita Boy with the Zac. Mid lane, Aiko playing that Karma. And in the bottom lane duo, the potent combo, the double whammy of Acion Llerena, the Kalista played by Mirmo, and a support Beast Boy on the Nautilus.
Meanwhile, on the red side, we've got Smart Mineski. In the top lane, we've got Kaigu with the Gnar. In the jungle, we've got Nixta with the Hecarim. In the mid lane, we've got EXO with the Twisted Fate. And for the bottom lane duo, we've got Zensho on the Jhin. And for the support, TG with the Tahm Kench.
That's true. So, of course, that is. And, well...
For level 1s, I don't think anything will happen with the level 1s. It's not like
Yeah,
from
actually,
earlier.
Could be.
Could be with the gold card, yes. But based from their position, it looks like they're going to be separate, and then they're just gonna set up some defensive wards for themselves just to guard the jungle for any potential cheeky plays from either team, Acion Llerena or Mineski, if they wanted to cause chaos in the first jungle pathing of each team. But then, yeah, for level 1, if I had to put it, I have to put it to Mineski, because in terms of like sunod-sunod na locks, it's gotta be in Mineski side, because the only thing that can actually hold them out is Beast Boy, and then the rest are just very reliant on the very long tether by Aiko or the consecutive hits for Jason to actually get the stun in.
I'll actually give it for me to Acion Llerena if
No.
they go 1v1. Or
1v
level 1.
Level 1?
Yeah.
Okay, I see.
Because they do have empowered Inner Flame, and then they also have the Rend stacks for Mirmo, and that's going to be very painful, especially when you have like very little health bars, even at full HP. Also, just an observation here. Kaigu actually playing with a Gnar here at 6.18 patch, so it's a little bit... Yeah, it's a little bit nerfed down.
Yeah, I guess they are playing it. I mean, if you're not playing it with for the base stats or for the humongous damage, then most likely you're playing it for the utility it brings to the table. Because of Gnar is one of those champions where okay naman siya sa lane, very safe, has range, has sustain in terms of charging into Mega Gnar. Then you'll finally get your HP back, some of it back rather, and then it can be a turnaround once you time that the rage bar, teleport, and then manage to like slam people against the wall, maybe 3 or 4 people.
Plus, you do have to actually take note that that is a possibility, but in terms of canceling out teleports, it's Jason who has the upper hand. Kaigo has to stack up into Mega Gnar and then hit his W.
That
to actually stop the teleport. But then
that is true.
What all Jason has to do is to hit the combo, the three stacks onto his charge, and then he gets the stun.
Yeah, that's true. So Kaigu should definitely be careful and will not be able. That's the huge part of Gnar, because not all the managing the rage bars is quite difficult. You can't teleport all the time. You can be as super squishy when you arrive in the fight if you don't time it right, or you have to find the location, the best location, so that Jason will not spot you out and try to interrupt your teleport and make it go to waste, and then make Jason go to the designated area and make it a 4v5 because you canceled Kaigu's teleport. So that is another counterplay that Acion Llerena can do against Mineski if ever Kaigu does not have the safest position of teleporting and assisting the other lane. Meanwhile, I can actually see Jason being safe in lane, not because of the not only the flash, but of course
The surge.
the surge
Yeah.
to actually run away from danger, because I think EXO can make plays in the top lane, if not in the bot side of the map, if it's too risky.
Yeah, nice devour there from TG. Plus, you do have to take the point that Kaigu with Anar, most of his top lane matchups would possibly be like a Trundle and Olaf, and he's much more, could be much more used to that.
Uh-huh.
And then he just plays it with the Meganar, being much more of a bruiser when he has that form, and then just, duking it out against them. But he is now up against Kennen, a
Jason.
ranged CC champion that can keep him at bay. Even if he tries to hop in and transform into the Meganar, he can actually cancel every bit of setup that Kaigu has if he can time again his triple stack stun.
Yeah,
or
that's
his
true.
triple charge into a stun.
Uh-huh.
And then, have the Razor Shuriken just to keep the farm alive, or, just keep harassing Kaigu out, because Kaigo does have the same mechanic with his boomerang toss, but then at the same time, if he doesn't get the return on that, it has a lower, it has a higher
High
cooldown.
cooldown.
Yeah.
That's true. So for Asian Arena, okay, hold that thought. Looks
Right.
like they're just going to do a little bit of harass here. Pero ang naisip ko kasi sa Asian Arena, they have this really overwhelming kit against Mineski, because of, EXO and Zensho are on a Jin and on a Twisted Fate. They're very low mobility, and in terms of, EXO trying to reposition himself defensively, it's all about the last extinction.
Righty boy, nice knock up onto TG. Good hook, not allowing him to have that flash range out into the wall. But here comes Nixta. There's the exhaust onto Nixta. They go in, try to go for the re-engage, but Nixta very low. They stack it up. Nice knock up. Oh, they're going in. Actually, nice slow though. But there is the inner flame. My goodness, that was a good snipe. And they give a double buff onto Mirmo. You don't want that on a Kalista this early on. And that's just going to be a bad time for them. And EXO has to flash away, as Aiko had good position there. And he kind of whiffed his wild cards, or rather his pick a card, as he throws out a red one.
That was just so weird from EXO. He
Oh, can he connect it? Yes, he does. There's the slow. TG has great health, but is it enough as he is burning down? They get the knock up on this action. This can actually be a double kill. One more on attack, and there you go. Oh my goodness, Mirmo 3-0-0. 5 minutes into the game. That's a great start for Asian Arena. But at the same time, at least they do get the revenge kill with TG, though support doesn't have the best, you don't want it to be on the support.
It's an okay. I mean, at this point, Mineski can take anything. Has to take something at least. Kasi imagine it could have been a 3-0. So, really unfortunate for Mineski that Mirmo got the red buff. Due to that was an early utility, early slow, and really painful damage, especially early in this game where everybody else, kahit tank ka, you're pretty much very squishy to a Kalista with a red buff as well. So
Yeah.
kahit sobrang brave nila mag-tower dive, because they have a lot of people, tanky champions, sila Beast Boy to back it up. It's a small sacrifice for the support to actually die if your AD carry gets 3 kills early into the game. That's super duper nice for Asian Arena. And with that, I feel like Nixta was a bit too aggressive. The intention was to scare away Asian Arena. But the problem was he was too aggressive. Remember that after his E, I believe, after his E, he has no escape aside from using the flash. Plus, the weird part is EXO had to sacrifice a flash for no reason at all, just to land a gold card, knowing that the rest of the Asian Arena members just came off from a skirmish and are nearby and can respond if ever EXO becomes very... Okay, hold the thought, there's a gank.
There's going to be a gank here. Fast execution here by Mineski. Shut down onto Mirma, and they look to follow up on the Beast Boy. Nice Spider-Man rotation out there, but here comes Nixta as well as the rest of Mineski, and that'll be them getting themselves a revenge into the bottom lane, and it looks to actually go for a 5-man push here and get that bot tier 1 for themselves. Now it's going to be a attempt here by Acion Arena, Jason as well as Aiko to actually defend this one.
He's
They do
level
have
6.
ultimates. He is level 6, but against a 5-man roster here of Mineski, the only thing that they can do is try to clear out the waves, but they don't have the best of wave clear, especially against Mineski, who does have a really proper setup here.
Oh
but Jason is
my!
actually going in. He's aggressive. What is he doing? I mean, that was very...
They want to stall. They want to stall because first blood turret is very, very important in this game right now. So if ever Mineski goes home and everybody's in the bot lane, they can probably fast push it and get first blood for themselves. But that all depends on what they want. If they still want to retain the laning phase, secure the dragon instead, and get more out of get more good parang safe territory dito sa objective. So they decided to get the air dragon instead, which will be beneficial for Acion Arena since they love these really aggressive rotations and just overwhelming them with 4v5s or 3v2s or something, especially with the karma into the equation plus the Zac, since the inspired inner flame, the shield rather is very, very helpful to get to the lanes faster. And that Air Dragon, that Cloud Drake, is going to help Acion Arena more since that's their favorite strategy, overwhelming them and playing the mind games with their rotations, getting objectives for themselves. And meanwhile, for EXO, I think he's going to finish off his Lich Bane first as his first item.
Definitely a Lich Bane.
So the early burst damage with auto attacks, landing the gold card, and then throwing some cards in auto attack, it's just gonna really be painful. I mean, painful na nga siya kanina. He managed to get 3 kills out of that earlier, which I really like.
Now here in the bottom lane, they try to re-engage once more, but they do devour Beast Boy there, and it looks like Acion Arena a little bit rattled as Mineski are starting to pick up some steam, and they look to get for some more. But do they spot out Zac as he goes in, knocks up TG there, but TG has the Grey Health. He's stacking up with the Ren stacks. Almost gets the kill onto TG, but TG timely flashes away, and you can see here that Mineski definitely are synced as a unit. Even though there was the 3-1-0 for Mermo, Mineski are starting to pick the pace back up, but at the same time, 3-0-0 for EXO.
That's kind of weird. It's not weird. I guess Acion Arena should really be careful with their vision right now in that Riverside, because with Kalista being as your AD carry and a Nautilus, I don't think you can really stop the rampaging horse with the onslaught of shadows, or when he charges in for your AD carry straight. Plus, if ever EXO decides to go gank and go Destiny in the bot lane, it's gonna be really hard for them to react and try to disengage if your targets are not visible, or even if your targets are visible, the damage has already been done, and even if you cast depth charge, it's just gonna be put to waste, and you could have used it for something more beneficial for your team. So they should really spread vision. With Aiko, should really report if ever Twisted Fate goes missing. Will use the the Destiny, and no one can actually Aiko cannot interrupt the Destiny of of Twisted Fate. I kind of doubt na mag-connect agad yung Inner Flame, but here comes the Destiny once again.
They spot out Marida Boy, but EXO timely flash out of that knock-up from the Zac. They do activate the ultimate, but here comes the re-entry from Acion Arena. They take down Marida Boy, make him into the blob. But do they have the onslaught of shadows? No, they do not. Next is super low in HP. They can actually re-engage on this one. There is this the stun card there from EXO, but no, Aiko is boosting up Jason here. They can actually get the catch onto EXO if that ghost is not enough to keep the range alive for him. There's the surge. One more. Oh, that stun card from EXO. Clutch it in. The surge. Oh, there's the knockup. Shut down. And TG, a little bit of no man's land, sets up for the last exclamation shot. There's the knockup. There's the Q. And there is the Inner Flame. And there will be Acion Arena taken down to make that 3 members of Mineski as they start to barrel in onto the mid lane, the most important tier 1 tower of the game.
My god, because of what they did.
Gotta catch them all, but we'll not get that.
Yeah, we'll definitely not get that. Because of what they did, they gave First Blood Turret to Acion Arena, so that's more gold in their pocket. I mean, TG was supposed to be there in the bot lane with his AD carry, but hold the thought.
Beast Boy here though. Deadly Flourish. He just has to give his life away unless Mino had the refresh cooldown on the Fate's Call there. But yeah, you were saying?
Yeah, sayang yung ult sana. You're right, he could have just gave his life away and not used the ult just in case na meron nangyari ulit. At least that ult is gonna be available. You know, accept his fate. That could have been done. Also, it was kind of awkward, an awkward decision from Mineski to send TG away and leave Zensho unguarded. So Zensho was actually forced to stay back from the aggressive Beast Boy and Mirmo because, you know, Fate's Call, all that knock-up, all that really good CC and damage. So it's really difficult for Zensho to guard that lane, considering the fact that he does not have a solid wave clear, only his grenades. And the reset animation for, you know, reloading is just a headache to deal with as a Jin. So because of that, first blood turret went to Asian Arena. TG gave off a kill to ACA, and yun na, naiwan tuloy. So it's a pretty even fight. Gold is just a 1k lead for Asian Arena. But in terms of scaling, I have to hand it to EXO and Zensho, of course, with the Jin, and to the Twisted Fate. Pero ang downside dito, even though they're pretty strong, snowball potential wise, I have to hand it to ACA and CC. CC ACA definitely because let's just say, oo nga, scaling wise, EXO, Zensho, pero sayang ang lahat ng damage na yon if you get bursted down and if you get locked down without being able to do anything for the fight. So, mamaya, the reason why I said snowball, pwede mag-snowball itong sila Aiko and Mirmo, especially Jason na rin, is mainly because they do have the kits to do so, plus that once very explosive si Karma once she really gets ahead. That's 302, and that is a water dragon. They're fighting for that. Let's see if Mineski is gonna contest that. Looks like they are.
Mineski do have all of their ultimates up, but there is the dredge line connected onto TG. TG had to flash away, but here comes Jason. There is the Shadow Moses to try and stop the aggression here of ACA, but that is not going to be enough though. At the same time, they do kind of overcommit onto that one, and Zensho just pops 4 out of the 5 members here of ACA, and they know where Jason is. Jason is but a juicy target with the Abyssal Voyage. Wildcards almost catches him. He surges, but can EXO catch him with the Wildcards? Oh, it's going to be the ace. And they kind of overcommit onto that one. They forgot that Jason is not tanky. He does not have a Zhonya's Hourglass.
And they forgot that the deny coming from Nixta is available. So even though there were tons of stuns from Jason's side against Mineski, it was Nixta there to save the day and deny the follow-up from ACA. So really good timing of reserving the Onslaught of Shadows, not for engaging, but for denying the follow-up from Asian Arena. So all the damage got mitigated. EXO and Zensho managed to get a good position. That choke point was definitely the advantages for Jason, but because of what Nixta did, that was just so beautiful to look at. Nakakuha tuloy sila ng ace, and the second dragon went to Mineski. I say the snowball potential is for Asian Arena, but it's also for Mineski. Their damage is super duper explosive. Oh, Nixta.
But Asian Arena are not gonna end their rampage, or not gonna allow rather Mineski to go in and take control of this game as they get an easy catch onto Nixta. Nixta did not have his Shadow Moses there, but he activated his Ghost, hoping to get away, but the CC of Beast Boy was enough. You can see there that even though it is lane 11 in favor of Mineski in terms of the kills, Asian Arena do have gold advantage as well as tower advantage.
Yeah, and it seems like pwede naman kasi later on maging split pusher si EXO because of the Destiny and the tower damage and the wave clear coming from a Twisted Fate. So I guess meron naman consolation prize kahit
EXO's
paano si EXO.
away.
And
He knows what's up.
yeah, he knows what's up. he can be chased down and can be interrupted if he attempts to play to use Destiny for an escape. That really depends. There it is. Will he be able to? Yes, he will be able to escape.
It's really fast.
Yeah, it is. I kind of doubt it. Kaya nga, si Karma medyo mahirap din i-interrupt. I really doubt the Tether would finish fast just so that hindi siya makapag-teleport sa ibang lane or teleport to safety. But due to the very, very aggressive and with Mira with the red buff, he's very, very scary right now. Mineski rin, sobrang nakakatakot din yung lineup nila kasi very explosive. Wag lang sila maunahan nila Moraita. If ever man na they bait out an ultimate from Mineski, I'm pretty sure that's the time that they can actually go and become aggressive and start a fight because yun yung nila, yung power, yung strength nila eh. Sila Eiko, very relatively low cooldown din sila. Jason, reliant din kasi siya din nagsa-start ng fight and siya yung CC heavy talaga to stun everybody from Mineski side, especially yung mga low mobility champions na sila Jin and si Twisted Fate. Pero so far, Mineski looking really good. It seems that nakuha na nila yung formula kung paano i-deal si Jason. So, mas lalong mahirapan si Jason later on kasi pagdating na ng late game, not only that these guys are gonna be strong and painful, meron din silang defensive items like for example QSS o kaya nakazonyas na si EXO. So, ACA is running out of time here. If they don't finish in time, it's gonna be Mineski's win.
Yeah. Though I can see here that ACA are actually just stalling for time. I mean, they're only looking for, as of this moment, Beast Boy and Miranda Boy to start off the clashes or the pickoffs here because they're the ones who have reliable CC and won't die in an instant like Jason. Jason, as of the meantime, is just gonna be follow up until he finishes that Zonia's Hourglass. When he does, he's definitely gonna be a potent engager here initiator here for Acion Arena.
True that.
But then, like you said already, there is a time, the time for Acion Arena to beat. If Mineski gets into that part wherein they are able to, solo, just kill people in the blink of an eye with the damage from EXO, with the damage from Zensho, that's gonna be very alarming for Acion Arena. But then they don't really have to be too afraid because if they can get the initiates like this, they may be able to catch off Mineski off guard and be able to just, win the clashes. So we'll just have to see how it does as the shutdown onto Zensho is real. They still have to focus in on Axel because his damage is a little bit too crazy right now. Mirmo, trying to do the best he can, but the boulder hits him onto the face. And that's going to be a 2-for-1 trade in favor of Acion Arena. EXO, though, looking to actually reset this one. And the tether. TG had to just run away. But here goes the Spirit Flame. Ooh. And TG gets taken down. Jason, you got to fear the damage of the cannon. He's a ninja. But, Eiko is so low.
Yeah.
Nixta coming from the sidelines goes in with a devastating charge, and they look to re-engage onto this one.
God.
But Nixta, have you lost your mind? You get taken down, and that is 4 kills for the hands of Acion Arena, as only Mirmo has been taken down from by Mineski.
The play there was to be aggressive, make Acion Arena commit to Mineski again, so that EXO has an opening to find a pick, get them all bunched up together so that all the damage will go through the cards. It was just so saddening to see that, nauna na talaga si Nixta. You can't blame him. He's a fast horse. And, you can't blame EXO for not being able to catch up for the follow-up is because he's still finding the right time and right place to cast his destiny on. So it was very unfortunate that the Nixta had to be sacrificed. I mean, I'm pretty sure these guys were on the same page. It's just that Nixta was too low, and the play was there in mind. It's just that it didn't work out so well. So Air Dragon again for Acion Arena. I feel like this is really their kind of dragon. So let's see if they can get a pick from Kaigu.
They find Kaigu. Kaigu activating the Gnar form, or the ultimate from the Gnar. But can he reach TG in time? Or is TG gonna be another collateral here? They goes in. There's a slicing maelstrom. They get the stun. Miranda Boy goes in. Does he have the ultimate? Yes, he does. He sets it up for the side here of Acion Arena. They get the pop onto the blob. But Nixta in the silence, again losing his mind with the positionings. And Jason, I told you, when you get that Zonias, he's gonna be ballsy enough. Goes in for the second. EXO, though, gets the kill. There's the curtain call. And God, Mineski are so low in HP. as well as Asian Arena. This is so close.
That was a 1-for-1 exchange. I really thought that all of that one team would come out on top.
I thought EXO would have died there.
Exactly. Everybody was super duper low. 1-for-1, 80 carry for a jungler. And here comes EXO looking for a pick.
EXO as well as TG looking to redeem himself as he kind of gave himself again into the hands of Asian Arena.
A blue card? Though it could have... I know, you want a blue card for maximum damage, but definitely since you have the red buff, that could have been a CC fest for a slow fest. Okay, Moraita boy.
Moraita boy's ballsy enough. He goes in and steals it, but there's not going to be any form of contention other than that from Asian Arena. He doesn't have the flash to get away to the embracing hands of Mineski here, but at least they do keep that one from the hands of Mineski. Now, Nixa trying to do something, but he is just stopped by the CC, by the poke of Eiko. And even though this is a utility mid-karma, you still have to respect the empowered inner flame.
Yeah, the good part about all of Eiko's slows, or you know, any slow in general, is actually mitigates Nixta's damage once he ramps up his speed. So it denies his passive, at least against the Hecarim. Hindi masyado explosive yung first Q niya plus auto attack. Kasi yung dahil sa movement speed, dinideny niya rin ni Eiko once nare-release niya lagi yung Q. So it's now the turn of Asian Arena to try and siege this out. And they do have the zoning potential, they do have the poke, although they don't have the sustain. And it's quite scary if they linger too much. They might be open to initiates from Nixta or even a gold card from EXO. So they have to be careful. So they are doing well in terms of, you know, putting vision around the map that they, around the area that they want to conquer. So here goes Moraita boy. Let's see if it's gonna enter.
Moraita boy setting it up and gets the knock up there on to Zenshou. They get the stun as well, and Jason does it. Because the follow up from Asian Arena is just incredibly insane right now, and it looks like Mineski are being a little bit too gobsmacked. They don't have enough disengage. Honestly, I think like a while ago, the reason I would have liked TG to be much more on his thresh than the Tom Kench,
because Tom Kench is more really defensive. It's not, you make plays, but it's more like saving plays, not really plays that opens an opportunity for your team. So you're right. Maybe a Flash would have been great. Maybe probably a Braum. Maybe something else. But let's see.
I mean, his Tom Kench is good. No doubt about that. But the problem is, like, they're only relying here on to Nixta to actually engage. Kaigu has not made a good, you know, AoE play for Mineski with this Snar. It's not looking good for them. And actually, think about it. Even if Nixta goes in for the engage, Asian Arena can just counter engage. They don't have to go on to Nixta. All they have to do is bypass Nixta. They have the potential for that. They have Moraita boy with Elastic Slingshot, and then when Jason follows up, there is nothing that they can do except for maybe a Tom Kench Devourer here, or if they at least have EXO with Azonius. But then at the same time, if he kind of saves himself with Azonius, he puts himself in like a precarious situation wherein if Asian Arena are fast to follow up, he's in a very bad spot.
Yeah, mainly because they're too slow in terms of applying damage. Even though, explosive sila EXO and Zenshou, but they have to, like, put it all into one target. Rudan's Hurricane already completed for Nirmo. So that would mean at least kahit nagde-DPS siya, it's still applying to the enemy team ng AoE-esque. Eiko, same thing as well. Jason, the same thing. So baka parang nababagalan din ako sa pag-deal ng DPS on the side of EXO and Zenshou. Kasi kahit na mag-initiate nga si Nixta, you're right, it's still not as fast as when, or not as effective pagdating nila Eiko and Mero. It has to be stronger. Kasi this composition and this situation, the state of the game right now, is even sila. This has to work. EXO and Zenshou really has to be more in the lead for this to work against this composition of ACA. Kasi they have all the repositioning skills that they want in a relatively low cooldown. That means Zac after an elastic slingshot failing or an elastic slingshot connecting, it means he can start again and push further into the back line. Same goes for Karma. The shield, Ken,
Ooh.
and the Q, the pokes are also there as well. So the utility is super duper strong for ACA to keep going. Meanwhile, for Mineski, once they're out of position, parang they have no way of repositioning themselves aside from EXO with a ghost or TG devouring someone. So
They do spot out this Baron take here by Acion Llerena. And I think Acion Llerena are just looking for an engage here. They're just faking out this Baron. They don't really have to go too aggressive onto this one. You can see that is the case. Dredgeline missing. There is the curtain call, and Beast Boy is going to be the one to eat it all up. But is that going to be a good deal as he gets popped in the blink of an eye?
No.
Rikki Boy actually going in a bit too aggressive. At the same time, there's Nixa, there's EXO. EXO, oh, the perfect positioning onto that wild card. Just lines it up here for Mineski's side, and they kind of whiffed that one as Beast Boy took too much from that. But at the same time, Mineski are very low in HP. If Morita Boy can set this up with a good elastic slingshot, he might be able to make something happen.
Handle. Yeah, they can't handle the Baron, but at least they got a couple of kills out of that. Acion Llerena was very weird there and kind of overconfident with that play because it was already a 4v5 to begin with, but Morita Boy still went in. And Jason only managed to stun the tanks, but not really the carries of Mineski. So it was already 4v5. The stuns only landed on the tanks, so it was definitely a losing fight already for Acion Llerena. So I'm not quite sure why they actually started instead of, backing off. If Mineski had the best position in terms of getting the Baron, they would have defended or kind of denied it better if they did not go all in and just waited for Mineski to get Baron and wait for the best opportunity to strike.
Yeah, this is the thing, Acion Llerena, from the looks of it, they have to start off themselves or at least bait out Mineski. The problem is if they allow EXO to actually, do the thing that he does, just go in for in-your-face Destiny, he's going to be able to deal as much damage as he can, and then they have to reposition, respecting Mineski here, their pace of the game.
Oh, what
but
the?
EXO kind of losing his mind there. Jason to follow it up. He does have a nice positioning, but at the same time, look at the backside. EXO is being zoned out here by Morita Boy. Mirmo doing the best that he can. There is a 5-man shield coming out of Eiko to soak up as much damage as possible. TG activating his own gray health, trying to follow it up.
Low.
But everybody is just too damn low. Here for the side of Mineski, they have so much damage but not enough frontline. But then for the side here of Acion Llerena, they have so much frontline but not enough damage to actually clear it off.
This is a beautiful game, Asurai. No one actually dying. And they're microing very, very well. They don't want to risk it. They had to give up the objective. I like this game very much kasi they're, alam mo yun, yung parang talagang nagba-micro sila. They make sure that they know kung kailan sila magba-back off, kailan sila na hindi bara-bara na laro. Yeah. And now, they have returned to their base. They have bought items. Both of them bought items. Both of them are full health. Let's see what's gonna happen here.
But Kaigu isn't here. This is a 4v5 situation. Kaigu has to go back in. Oh, Nick Beast Boy almost timing that dredge line perfectly. But the dragon will be taken by Acion Llerena. Though this is a wraparound that they have not the time to get back on. Fate's Call is not yet up. Beast Boy forces to flash away. Jason activating his ultimate, but has to back off. He uses his Zonias, but he's one hit away from dying, and Acion Llerena just has to give this back into their hands. The Nyx is starting to actually ramp up here, looking to be a very devastating Hecarim.
Yeah, and again, Acion Llerena is running out of time. If Mineski keeps getting out to safety, getting away from the fight, and surviving the fights that Acion Llerena has been doing, then it's going to be very problematic, probably at the 35-minute mark, because look at that, Rabadon's death cap, Lutch Bane already completed. Oh no, Eiko!
Eiko forced to flash away, but they try to re-engage. Mirmo gets popped very quickly, and that is the ADC of Acion Llerena taken down. EXO using Destiny, going in onto Beast Boy, and just repositioning himself, gets himself the double kill, and that is a 3-0 going to be in favor of Mineski and, well, the two remaining members here of Asian Arena can only but wait. But hold that thought. Jason has an ultimate. He's trying to activate his teleport, is in the area. But will they be enough? One more auto attack gets the KL onto TG. Axel does not have his Zonias here, so he can't go a bit too ballsy. And they at least force again Mineski to stop taking this Baron. The problem is now that for every clash that they stop the Baron with, they give kills and gold to Mineski.
That's true. And that actually speeds up the process of Mineski reaching their limits in terms of item lock and their scaling potential. So, again, Rabadon's Death Cap, Abyssal, Scepter, and already the Lich Bane already first item, but that Void Staff, that's a very, very bursty and scary Twisted Fate, but ACA with another attempt onto the Baron Pit.
They're
Destiny already
really,
used.
really quickly here. They have the Rand stacks. How many stacks do they have on the Baron? They have 24 right now, but this is too much commitment. Mirmo's taking so low. Oh my goodness, his positioning. Kaigo takes him down. Kaigo has a Guardian's Angel, and they have no more damage dealer here. But at the same time, Mineski are super low in terms of the HP. Beast Boy, oh, the humanity. They get the pop onto Nexta, but he has his own Guardian Angel. TG surviving with a little bit of HP, but Mirmo, the positioning could have been worse there for him as he was at the back, taking damage from Baron, taking damage from Kaigu as well as Nixta.
You know why? Okay, Morellonomicon for Eiko. Really, really strong, right? Very explosive inner flames. But once nakita ko yung second item niya na yung twin ghosts, I kinda found it a bit of a waste kasi explosive na yung damage mo. Sana nag-invest ka na sana sa more, damage output. Kasi you cannot rely on Mirmo alone. Seriously, you cannot rely on Mirmo alone. So sana they took advantage of the snowballing karma. Kasi nakita natin, sobrang explosive, diba? Every time na tumatapon siya ng inspired Q. So, sobrang sayang talaga yung damage. Biglang, once na nagka-second item si Karma, once na nagka-second item na rin si Twisted Fate, mas lamang na talaga sa damage. Kahit sabihin natin, single target lang pwedeng gawin ni Twisted Fate. For example, sa isang situation, normal attack, stun, everything. Okay, hold on.
And they're forcing something here as Jason goes in. Doesn't even get the stun onto TG. There's the Destiny. But this is so much commitment here for Asian Arena. This is going to be one of the go for broke moments there. But they spot out Axel. They actually get a nice flank onto him. But Nixta going into backline. They're chipping them down one by one. They don't even lose. Actually, they lost TG there. But he is just a casualty that Mineski are willing to take as they take down the brunt of Asian Arena. Ace here force Mark Mineski, 1831, and they look to get this mid lane for a possible early inhibitor here.
Yeah.
And what can Asian Arena actually do? Do they have the answer here? Or will Mineski get this game one for themselves as they have now reached the late game and their damage output is damn scary.
Yeah, 35-minute mark. Again, if you graph it, for example, comparing damage and then time, pagdating na ng second item, bumagsak na si Karma, mataas na si Twisted Fate. Kahit na, sige, okay, late game scaling. Pero you can't deny the fact that utility pa rin si Akon, magpo-fall off pa rin siya compared to EXO and what EXO can do sa late game aside from being that really painful mid lane champion. Pwede rin siya maging split pusher. So, talagang angat na angat talaga yung lineup ng Mineski compared to what ACA can bring to the table. It's very unfortunate na yun talaga yung second na-imagine ko talaga yung graph. Nag-drop talaga si Karma tapos umangat si EXO kasi I think his second item, I don't know kung ano yung nauna. Could be Abyssal or could be Rabadon's. 15-19. Sobrang yaman niya. So he grew up so fast in terms of damage. Sobrang huli na nga sa damage si Karma. And kaya ito nangyari. It's a disaster really for Asian Arena to fall off. Their only reliable damage right now is Mirmo. And I don't think it's gonna be enough. Let's just say Jason manages to get a really good stun. 5-man stun. Who's gonna land all that damage? It could have been Eiko if nag-snowball siya, if nag-invest muna siya sa damage. I know the logic between the ghost is to make a pick, it's another form of initiate. Once somebody is slowed, at least Morita Boy has a follow-up sa pag-elastic slingshot, o kaya Jason can chase them with, the slicing maelstrom. But then, it was just, kulang sa damage ngayon yung Asian Arena.
That's definitely the case right now. Elder Dragon is definitely a good pick here for Mineski. They're canceling out the over level 9,000, power level 9,000 buff here for Asian Arena. And 2 inhibitors down. I don't know if Asian Arena can actually come back from this one. Mineski are definitely in the driver's seat. EXO leading them onwards to victory. If they didn't have the Destiny there, if they didn't have EXO's threat, would have been really scary.
Super. I don't think Asian Arena can come back from this game. What I think is that they should, think about their drafting. Make sure that if they're not confident to snowball it early, or if their plan was to really snowball early, then dapat nag-full damage na, took the risk, full damage na si Karma. Hindi na siya nag-utility. Kasi talagang kulang na talaga sila sa damage. So, moving on to the drafting phase, maybe if they're gonna try it out next time, maybe itemization or...
My god, Nixta just delivering Mirmo into the hands of Mineski there, and they're just going down like flies, and Mineski already with double kill following onto Morita Boy. He has saved himself under his own well, but now Mineski are knocking onto the Nexus door. There's no backdoor here coming in from the side of Asian Arena, and I think that's gonna be it. Game 1 will be won by Smart Mineski.
Congratulations, Smart Mineski, still undefeated in the MPGL Season 8